Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win between Luke Cage and Captain America? Captain America, or Steve Rogers, possesses superhuman physical strength thanks to the super soldier serum, helping him reach the peak of strength, speed, durability, and reflexes, although not as good as real superpowered characters, but extremely balanced and effective. He is a master of close combat, using the Vibranium shield as a perfect offensive and defensive weapon. More importantly, Cap is an excellent strategist, able to read the game, exploit the weaknesses of opponents, and lead his teammates to victory. Luke Cage, on the other hand, possesses superhuman strength and impenetrable skin, a result of a failed scientific experiment but created a nearly invincible street fighter. He can lift tens of tons, punch through concrete, and withstand bullets at close range without any damage. Cage's strengths lie in its ability to withstand blows and physical destruction. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Captain America is the epitome of a well-rounded super soldier with integrity and superior fighting ability. His achievements include not only defeating opponents with enhanced strength, but also his attacks, from punches, kicks to his signature shield throw, all of which are powerful enough to take down opponents in just one move. Captain America once easily defeated Chitauri warriors, a species with superhuman strength, with just one blow. He even destroyed Ultron's drone units, and on another occasion he lifted a motorcycle carrying 3 women without showing any effort, and without the need for special equipment or safety measures. He also broke the lock of a shield armor door by simply prying it open with his hands, an action that even specialized equipment would have difficulty performing. While severely injured and exhausted, he was still able to lift a large beam that served as structural support. While pursuing the Winter Soldier, Captain America displayed a series of powerful actions. He smashed windows, broke through locked doors with such force that the hinges came off. Even an accidental throw of his shield left a noticeable dent in the wall, showing how much force his iconic shield exerted. Captain America is not only famous for his courage and sense of justice, but also for his physical strength. He easily tore through leather restraints, which were designed to restrain strong people. With his bare hands, he bent thick metal railings. In an underwater emergency, he punched through the reinforced glass dome of a submarine to create an escape route. Captain America also demonstrated superior power in both training and combat situations. His punches are powerful enough to tear sandbags, break chains, and send them flying more than 20 feet. In close combat, he can kick a large table and throw a heavy floorboard aside with just one hand. He once escaped the impact of a magnetic device with extremely strong attraction, precisely controlling weight and resistance. In dangerous situations, Captain America used his shield to support the weight of tons of falling rubble. He threw a motorcycle into a Hydra Jeep, completely destroying it. With one hand, he swung Ultron about 2 meters high through a solid concrete pillar. At one point, he tore a large log in half with just his hand, an action that seemed simple but required extreme strength and precision. Captain America supported the weight of a falling car until the vehicle's support system broke. He also used a kick to push a pickup truck back into an enemy, sending the mercenary flying. With one swing, he broke a concrete pillar while attacking another soldier. Notably, he once destroyed a walkie-talkie device with a simple squeeze of his hand. His strength was also demonstrated when he stabilized a helicopter that was about to take off, even pulling it close with his bare hands. When facing the giant Loki in his ice form, he sent him reeling with a single well-placed kick. He once held Ultron in a chokehold, significantly slowing the movements of a mechanical opponent with superior strength. Although Spider-Man possesses significantly greater physical strength, Captain America was able to prevail through a combination of skilled combat tactics and consistent strength. He kicked Spider-Man nearly 5 meters away, hitting the pillar of an airstrip, creating a noticeable dent and shifting the structure of the bridge. When facing Iron Man, he stopped Tony from flying away with one hand, dented his armor with punches and strikes from his shield, and even lifted Iron Man off the ground and slammed him down. He once knocked down Corvus Glaive, one of the formidable members of the Black Order. In the battle with Thanos, Captain America made the Mad Titan falter with a series of consecutive attacks. At one point, he even temporarily blocked Thanos' hand, while he was struggling with all his might to escape. Captain America is strong enough to push a heavy bulldozer across half the length of a football field. Captain America, when wielding Mjolnir, demonstrated incredible strength, capable of confronting and injuring Thanos head-on in a life-or-death battle. His ability to wield Mjolnir not only shows his spiritual worthiness, but also reflects a powerful combination of his physical strength, fighting skills, and sense of justice. To be able to create the destructive power that shook Thanos, Captain America clearly reached a power level almost equivalent to Thor in the period before the God of Thunder awakened his full potential. It should be remembered that Thor had destroyed a large part of Jotunheim and shaken the entire planet with just a single attack. Compared to Superman, Captain America is essentially a human with clear physical limitations. In terms of pure strength, there can be no fair comparison between an alien superhero with godlike abilities and an Earth warrior. However, the strongest similarity between them is not in their muscles or ability to fly. Captain America, like Superman, always puts the interests of the community above the individual, is willing to sacrifice to protect the weak, and face challenges that seem insurmountable. Whether facing overwhelmingly powerful enemies or being put in a disadvantageous situation, he never hesitates. He fights not for fame or reward, but for righteousness and justice. His strong moral thinking not only inspires his teammates, but also deeply affects those who have faced him. The super soldier serum injected into Captain America not only enhanced his physical strength, but also perfected all aspects of his physical strength, speed, endurance, and recovery. His body was brought to its optimal human state, far beyond all normal limits. Thanks to that, combined with his steely spirit and perfect fighting skills, Captain America is not only a super soldier, but also a living symbol of courage, leadership qualities, and unshakable ideals. Please subscribe to the channel, it will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best, thank you very much. LukeCage, also known as Power Man, is a notable character in the Marvel Universe. In the first version, Luke Cage appeared with a classic costume typical of the 1970s. Although not ranked among the superheroes with terrible strength like Hulk or Thor, Luke Cage still possesses a highlight that makes him special: super hard skin that is almost impenetrable. According to sources such as Marvel Wiki, he is capable of withstanding weights of up to 2 to 5 tons, allowing him to confront powerful enemies without any damage. In terms of fighting skills, although Luke is not a refined martial artist like Captain America or Iron Fist, he is still a formidable warrior thanks to the combination of superior physical strength and the ability to withstand durable blows in missions that require frontline strength or high defense. After the Heroes for Hire group ended its first phase of operation, Luke fell into a difficult situation when he was wanted for being suspected of being involved in the death of Iron Fist. During this period, he decided to abandon the Power Man moniker and completely change his appearance and lifestyle. No longer keeping his old style, Luke began to appear with a more casual and modern outfit, showing a clear shift in his journey of maturity from a superhero for hire to a man with greater responsibility in the community. Luke Cage appeared with a different and more mature appearance, especially the image of him often wearing a black t-shirt combined with a leather jacket. During an encounter with Bushmaster, Cage and his costume underwent a new improvement process, likened to the second upgraded version of Power Man. The result of this process was a dramatic increase in physical strength. Initially, Luke Cage could only lift about 5 tons, a respectable amount for a normal human, but still relatively modest in the superhero world. However, thanks to years of rigorous physical training and a series of real-life combat experiences, Cage's strength has grown dramatically, reaching 25 tons. He has proven this by being able to punch through obstacles with a thickness equivalent to 10-centimeter thick steel plates. His current strength has increased to 50 tons or more, putting him in the ranks of superheroes possessing physical strength at a superhuman level. Luke Cage has been seen lifting a large bulldozer off the ground and throwing it without showing any signs of fatigue. He has also easily bent a metal baseball bat with his bare hands, demonstrating strength far beyond human standards. Another testament to Cage's incredible abilities was when he defeated Rhino, a villain who was considered a worthy opponent of the Hulk, with just a single punch. Luke Cage's physical strength and durability are not limited to mere strength, but also allow him to fight hand-to-hand with incredibly powerful aliens. In one instance, he dragged a tractor trailer 7 blocks in the inner city because he couldn't start the engine, causing the ground to shake slightly due to the friction. Luke Cage possesses such superior physical strength that he once sent a woman flying into the air with just a single punch, simulating the force of a lightning strike. This strength is not limited to his upper body, but extends to his legs, allowing him to perform impressive long and high jumps similar to the Hulk, which means his strength can continue to increase over time. Having reached the threshold of lifting 50 tons, his potential for growth is still not over. With his rapid healing factor and superior biodurability, Luke is capable of pushing his limits to around 75 tons in extreme situations or when motivated by great fighting motivation. The heavier the object, the greater the risk of muscle injury or damage to the skeletal system. For Luke Cage, although his current strength level is estimated to be around 75 tons, that does not mean he cannot surpass this number in the future. However, it is also important to understand that he was not upgraded to be an opponent on par with characters at the highest level of strength, such as Hulk, Hyperion, or Thor. Instead, Cage is most effective in mid-range battles where he can maximize his strength, durability, and close combat capabilities. In situations where he faces off against opponents of the caliber of Namor, The Thing, or Ares, Luke Cage can still hold his own and play an important role. Luke Cage is one of the superheroes with the power to repeatedly show his ability to compete on par with top characters like The Thing or even the Hulk. In clashes between Cage and The Thing, the results are usually quite balanced. There are times when they fight evenly, but it is not uncommon for Cage to show his superiority thanks to his superior strength and endurance. Luke Cage's current lifting capacity has surpassed the 100-ton mark, a number that puts him very close to the level of high-level cosmic characters. Luke Cage throws a full-force punch at the Hulk. Although the blow only causes the Hulk to move a few steps, this is still a significant demonstration of the level of strength that Cage possesses, because the Hulk is considered a symbol of pure strength. However, the Hulk responded violently soon after, showing that the gap in power between them still existed. It is worth noting that since then, both characters have undergone many upgrades. Luke was much stronger than his previous version, but the Hulk has also continued to evolve. In the Hulk's evolutionary journey was his time on the planet Sakaar, where he came into contact with an energy core called a warp core. This is a form of cosmic energy that can significantly amplify the Hulk's physical strength and ferocity. After this experience, the Hulk is considered to have reached one of the strongest levels ever. This means that no matter how strong Luke Cage becomes, facing a Hulk that has been enhanced by alien energy is still an extremely fierce challenge. However, Luke Cage is the model of a resilient warrior, someone who does not rely on godlike powers or cosmic mutations to make a name for himself. Even though he doesn't always win against characters with superior strength, Luke Cage remains a steadfast symbol of resilience, bravery, and unwavering loyalty. Captain America is often compared to Batman. Although he doesn't possess the superhuman strength of some of his teammates, Cap is still a resilient hero, fighting based on skill, tactics, and indomitable spirit. However, like Batman, it allows him to perform feats beyond his actual capabilities. In combat conditions, Cap's confrontation with Luke Cage is an extremely great challenge. Luke Cage possesses outstanding physical strength and durability, enough to withstand shotgun blasts, grenades, collapsing buildings, and even cars being thrown at him without any damage. Even after the Civil War event, Luke once broke the head of an adamantium-coated hammer from the pelvis up. He was also able to wrestle Rhino, one of Spider-Man and Hulk's strongest opponents. This proves that Luke Cage is physically superior to Captain America. Luke is capable of easily destroying Captain America's protective armor if Cap chooses to confront him directly. If Cap tries to use his shield to block attacks, Luke can completely take over that weapon thanks to his overwhelming strength. Once he loses his shield, Cap is forced to switch to an evasive tactic. Although he has fast reflexes and the ability to move flexibly, constantly dodging Luke's attacks can only last for a certain amount of time. More importantly, Captain America is almost incapable of seriously injuring Luke without using his shield as an offensive tool. And even when using his shield, Luke is still durable enough to continue fighting for a long time. His biodurability allows him to absorb continuous attacks without suffering a major impact on his combat performance. Meanwhile, if Cap tries to use his fists or kicks to take Luke down, there's a good chance he'll be the one to get hurt over time. Luke Cage is an extremely tough opponent for Captain America. Cap may be an all-around fighter in terms of skill and tactics, but when it comes to pure physical strength and durability, Luke clearly holds the edge. Those who claim Cap is stronger are only basing his feat of temporarily holding a helicopter while it was trying to take off. While that's impressive, that's the limit of Cap's strength considering how much stress it puts on him, and Luke couldn't do it. Furthermore, Jessica Jones has proven that she's weaker than Luke, and she has better strength feats than Cap, like calmly holding the back of a car with one hand to prevent it from going anywhere. Cage has also done little things like crushing and bending guns with his bare hands that actually require an absurd amount of strength, folding a car door around someone to wrap them up, punching through a concrete wall that's nearly a foot thick, kicking down prison-style barred gates, and knocking out pieces of concrete attached to them, bending reinforced steel gates, and doing it fast enough to break the hinges of those gates instead of tearing them apart. What most people seem to forget, however, is that he did all of this without any apparent effort. Cap, on the other hand, is often seen struggling to perform all of his high-level feats, while Luke has yet to really show us his limits. We all know Luke is much more durable, and while he's certainly not as agile as Steve, he's actually pretty close to Steve in terms of speed. Sure, Cap is a much better fighter, but that's not enough for him to win, when Luke can take Cap down with just a few solid hits. Meanwhile, Cap would probably hurt himself punching or kicking Luke, even if his hits did stagger him a bit. Plus, if Cage catches Steve, he has the potential to literally break Cap. The only thing that gives Cap a real chance is his shield. Luke doesn't have to go through it, just go around it, which I have no doubt he could eventually do. Overall, Luke wins this fight no matter what. I hope you enjoyed the fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.